Let's say someone emails you for the first time,
Yeah.
okay? Maybe they just started a Stage 32 account, and then you get this email, hey RB, would love to meet for coffee. I'm gonna be in LA.
Yeah.
What do you say to them? I'd love to pick your brain.
Yeah, I
sit
get
down
it all
and
the
talk.
time. I mean, it's part and parcel of running something like this. And what I normally do is I try to steer them to a Stage 32 meetup I'm going to be at or something along those lines, because it's very, very difficult. You know, I'm not going to downplay it. This site has become a monster. It takes up an enormous amount of my time. And then I do have my creative pursuits. You know, I'm writing a book. I have a screenplay in development. I have a thing I'm producing that's in development. So, I mean, it's only so many hours in the day. And I give everybody individual attention. Anyone who writes to me on the site gets a response. When you join the site, you see my mug on your wall, and you know, if you respond to that welcome message, I respond to every single one of them. One of my tech people told me the other day that I have made, in the 3.5-year history of this site, something like 29,000 posts on the site. That doesn't count private messages, that doesn't count emails, that doesn't count responses to Twitter, you know, so it's on and on and on. So I try to be as generous with my time as I can. But if I could take that single person and put them into a collaborative environment, as opposed to just having that one-on-one with me, which they can still have at this event, but it's also they're going to meet maybe 30, 40, 50 other people, I'd rather do that. I think it's a better way, and I think it's a more rewarding way in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Because now this person has contacts in my town or in LA.
So advice to someone that's new to this town or new to New York, who sees someone of influence like yourself and says, you know what, can I pick your brain? Can I take you out to coffee? How do they see it from the other person's point of view? Because they probably see it as, well, their thing is so important, and and it's really, you just got to meet me and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna know that I'm gonna go places.
I think if the approach is right, I mean, it's not that I haven't done it before. You know, I did it actually at Sundance like 3 times, and enjoyed all 3 conversations, great conversations. But the approach to me was fantastic. The approach to me was really enjoying what you're doing, really a big, you know, a couple of them knew some of the things that, you know, I was working on, had done the research to say, you know, some of them knew me from, a couple of them knew me from Razor Magazine, said, you know, I used to read your magazine, and I love, that makes an impact on you. And that makes you want to, because, you know, again, they've done their research, they're trying to cultivate a relationship with me. I think that's great. I've done it with other people, you know, maybe not even as much as I should have in the past, because I do think it's important to have mentors and be able to pick the brains of people who maybe are either more accomplished or are a few steps ahead of where you are in your career. I think it's very important. But I just think that you have to be understanding of a person's time and space, and I think you have to be understanding of, you know, I never give anyone a direct no, let's say. What I'll say is, if I can't, or like I'm leaving town the next day, or my schedule's packed or whatever, I'll say, what would you like to talk about? What, you know, and then I'll say, email me. You know what I mean? Send me something through the site or whatever, and, you know, I'll talk to you. You know, it can't always be, can you read my script? And it can't always be, can you watch my film? Because again, there's only so many hours in the day, and there's, you know, we all have other things going on. But sometimes I'll also try to connect them with other people I know, if it's something that I feel like, you know, maybe I'm not the best person for them for that particular thing. You know, everything is sort of an individual circumstance, you know, and you have to just kind of weigh it all out. But I can say that it all starts with the approach of the other person.
Sure. So at Sundance, yeah, you're in Park City. There might not be a lot of other things aside the festival going on. So yeah, that would be a great place for someone to meet up. But here in LA, because you are involved with so many things, and Stage 32 is so much of your life, you would recommend that maybe someone send a question via email instead of, so they don't get that rejection. You see what I'm saying? Because they might take it wrong, and it's not that someone doesn't value their time.
And I make it very, I mean, I never, you know, avoided or I'm always honest about it. You know, I mean, if it really is a time thing, it's really a time thing. If it's really that I feel like I can't help that person in that particular area, if they're looking for something very, very specific, I could say, well, let me look at it and maybe I could direct you in the right direction. But it's also this idea that if I can put somebody in a situation, like I was saying earlier, if there's a meetup going on in town, and in LA that we constantly have Stage 32 meetups happening, if I can put them in a situation where they're networking with 50 people and not just me, then I think that's really, you know, productive for them, and, you know, exactly why they're on the site to begin with. They're on the site to meet other people and network, you know. So if I can give them both, give them that 5-10 minutes at the event and then give them a whole support system, I'd rather do that.